Blog Talk Radio.
Raw living is a state of mind, a way of being in alignment with your body. Raw living means you put yourself and your body first. Your host, Geeta Sidhu-Robb, is the founder of NOSH Detox, located in the UK. They offer innovative raw food smoothies sold across Europe. You experience it in your skin, your body, and your mind. And now it's time for Living Raw Radio.
Good evening, everybody. This is Living Raw Radio, and this is your host, Geeta Sidhu-Robb, and it's really nice to be speaking to you again. I'm calling from almost sunny London. The topic of weather in this country is absolutely the only thing we all think about day in and day out. We're happy in the days that the sun shines, and we're not happy on the days it doesn't. And why do we care? Because the days the sun doesn't shine, I find that I sit there and I look at cake longingly. Sugar, cake, sugar, pretty much any definition or composition of the above, because it makes me feel better when I eat sugar. So we were talking about that. We were talking about why it is that when you eat sugar, it's so addictive. And we had a couple of theories we came up with that. So that's why we thought we would do this show about sugar, and we would do a show about when you eat sugar, it makes you feel good. So what can we do to replace sugar with healthy choices so that you still feel good, you don't feel like you're being deprived? Because I don't know about you guys, every time I go on a diet, I put on weight. I put on huge, enormous amounts of weight. So I know diets just don't suit me, and I'm not sure they suit anybody, because it's that deprivation, and you think, oh, I really want this, and I can't have it. And that feeling there, that very feeling, that's the one that leads you to just gorge on really, really bad things and think, it's okay, I've been good, I deserve it. So we have a lot of choices that we've come up with, which we're going to give to you this evening for you to choose so that you can always make a healthy choice. Now, that is not to say you can't eat cake, but if 9 out of 10 of your choices are fantastic, who cares if your 10th choice is cake? I don't. You don't. Your body doesn't. So tonight there's me and there's Candace, our NOSH nutritionist. Hi, Candace.
Hi, Geeta. How are you?
I am good, thank you, and thank you for being here with me. I hijacked Candace on her
worries.
way out the door, and I went, we're going to talk about sugar. Come join me. So here she is. So one of the things that started this conversation was when we were talking in the office about how it is that people get addicted to sugar, because that's what you were doing. You were researching sugar addiction.
That's right. That's right. Well, just sitting here now, I feel like I need a hit of sugar. It's been a long day. You've worked hard. And it's that time of day where you just want to reach for the sugar. But pretty much, it's a very quick form of energy. Sugar gives your brain glucose. Our brains run on glucose. And especially when it gets to a dip in the day, that's what our body wants, fast source of fuel that it can use immediately. But just to understand the brain, I guess, we have different hormones. We have a reward system, which I'm sure everyone's familiar with.
Yeah.
It's the dopamine neurotransmitter. And
just explain that.
Yeah, sure. So when we eat something sweet, it tells our brain that we're rewarding ourselves, pretty much, if it's sweet on the tongue. And then the dopamine goes, wow. It senses the sugars, you've eaten it, it's received the message, and the dopamine gets released into the bloodstream, which makes you feel satisfied. Like, Yeah,
like satiated.
Exactly, like that satisfied feeling, like wow. Now it's a very delicate little neurotransmitter. We can only be stimulating it ever so often, and sugar's quite powerful, as we know. You can become addicted to it, And then, of course, this reward system is quite delicate. So if we overstimulate it, then it messes around with the neurotransmitters. And we no longer get that satiated feeling, something sweet, and we tend to want to eat more sugar. Does that make
because
sense?
it's never enough, basically, which is the root of so many addictions, isn't it?
Exactly. So the best way around that is to pretty much, like you said, the 10th thing on your list should be a cupcake, but you should have number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, a whole lot of greens and whole grain.
No, don't give it away. We're getting there. You're not allowed to give them all the clues yet. We're going to get to those ones.
Okay.
Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about, because Candice talks about your body, and me, I love how your brain works. Mm-hmm. And one of the things about the addiction in terms of sugar is that when you have a very strong feeling that that's a feeling that makes you feel bad, like guilt or anger or anything that makes you feel really, really bad, what tends to happen is that you will replace that with another very strong thing which takes away that emotion. And this is how the majority of addictions work. So as you said, sugar has a really, really strong taste. What happens is that when I'm sitting there and feeling really bad about something, for example, that I should have done or I haven't done or I'm feeling really guilty, when I eat sugar, the absolute hit that I get from the sugar short-circuits mentally for me everything else that's going on in my brain, which is why that feeling of goodness suddenly takes over. So I get a hit of the dopamine, which is the good feeling, and I take away all the bad feelings.
Afterwards.
Until afterwards, yeah.
Yes.
But that's another story. Because
that's
here,
story.
Right now.
Yeah.
So this is how the addiction actually works. So now we've established that. Tell me, we Candice and I went through and we made like this list. Primarily, Candice made this list of 10 things that will change, 10 things that you need to do to your diet to change them so that you have less sugar overall in your diet by the end of the whole thing, right? So the first one that we have got here is to eat at regular times of the day. So, Candice, I'm going to tell you the ones that I want to talk about. You're going to tell me why we want to talk about them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So the first one is we're going to eat at regular times of the day and snack on good quality whole fruit or nuts or seeds. Why do I want to do that? I like eating roasted, dry, salted nuts.
Well, I think you've got to respect your body as well. It likes regularity, if we can say. So it expects food at a certain time of the day. Try and stick to, breakfast around 9 or 8, or a snack around 11, lunch around 1 to 2, or 12:30 to 1 or 2. It's just so you get into a routine with it. Often we overrun our schedules and we get really busy, and that's when you need that quick energy, and it can become a really a sugar energy rut that we get stuck on and keep the sugar fuel to keep us going. But also eating good quality whole grains, fruits, nuts, and fruit, all the fiber in the nuts and seeds release energy slowly into the bloodstream. If you think of it dripping into the bloodstream instead of like spiking into the bloodstream, lifting your blood sugars up high and then dropping. So it's just about constantly keeping your energy levels at a baseline, and then you'll perform better during the day. Yeah,
and also because you're more stable. There's none of this high and crash and burn stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So just regularity.
Okay, fantastic.
Simple. Yeah.
So why, the second thing that we've got here is that you shouldn't skip breakfast no matter what you do and no matter if you don't feel hungry.
Yeah, I mean today so many people skip breakfast. I know it sounds silly, but or they rely on this sugary granola cereals for breakfast.
Well, because so much breakfast cereal is so bad. It sits there and you look at it and it's got 2 cups of salt, 6 cups of sugar, and it says healthy on the front. I mean, I don't think we can blame everybody. I think it's just crap.
They put salt and sugar on it because it tastes good. And again, it's feeding your reward system, isn't it? And that's really, really bad. It's one of those things people associate with being a child again. If eating. It's all about that. It's quite evil, really, if you think about it. Those breakfast cereals. So get into the routine of making yourself a green smoothie, or some poached eggs, or some salmon on rye, or almond butter on toast, or cottage cheese and broccoli for those who want an extra bit of protein if they vegetarian and they do have cottage cheese, for instance.
But we get protein also from so many other things as well, right? I mean, you can get a lot of protein from green leaves. So if you are completely vegetarian or veganish, almost like I am, what I do is I will have some avocado, tomato on green leaves and some sprouts, and I will sometimes put that on rye bread.
Sprouts are great.
Yeah, and that's breakfast, full on, and you can't move after that because you just don't feel like actually you're just eating so much.
And that takes you through to 11 quite well, doesn't it? Or 12 even.
It really does. You really cannot move at the end of that. But you don't feel sleepy, which is a huge difference.
Exactly, and you're not getting that energy high, and you're playing havoc with your hormones and all sorts of other things, your blood sugar levels. We've got to respect our hormones. I don't think enough.
Another thing is almond butter on toast. Which is a really, really good option because you can make almost any nut butter in your house. If you've got a decent food processor and you take a handful of soaked, in fact, don't soak the nuts because they grind better to consistency of butter if you don't soak them. And you just put them in dry into a food processor, and oh my gosh, literally takes like 10 minutes of blending.
Yeah, and if you don't want to use be adventurous with your food. If you don't want to use rye or toast, use a stick of celery to eat your butter on. It's delicious.
We do those lovely ants on toast at NOSH, don't we? We've got the nut butter in celery with raisins or goji berries stuck on them.
Wonderful, yes. Those are quite fun. And kids like them too, really. Yeah,
they do. Okay, the third one is that you have to include healthy fat with meals and snacks. Now, as a raw food and a vegan, I find that's really important. And it's one of the things that I just didn't understand, why it was so important. Do you want to tell us why you want to do that?
Yeah, sure. Again, I'm not going to go into the whole complications of explaining how body absorbs fat and this kind of thing, but
Candice, I think we lost you. Say that again.
A good quality oil is dense, like a coconut oil and an extra virgin cold pressed olive oil. It's dense, and it sits in your tummy as quite a dense substance, and when it moves through the digestive system, it gives you a feeling of satiation once again, and it's got something to do with the fat on your tongue as well, which you'll get fuller faster. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you really well.
Okay, so.
Okay, now you disappeared. Okay, so Candice, that last bit just went. One of the things that I want to say is that the thing about fat is that fat does several things. One is that fat carries the taste in your mouth. So, for example, with raw food, you've always got to include a certain amount of fat because it gives you the luxury and the denseness of the taste that you otherwise wouldn't get. So that's one reason. The other thing is what you're saying, that it actually satiates you. So that's another good reason to have fat. But the thing with it is just don't have too much fat. Like I would eat an entire avocado because it's so good for you. But now I know that I will eat a third of the avocado because that's the only fat that I actually need pretty much in any meal. And that's something to be aware of. Don't go nuts. Just do a little bit of it.
Yeah, and consistently throughout the week,
Yeah. So the fourth one is that you need to learn to enjoy different kinds of food to change the way that our bodies try and get satisfaction from the sugary foods. Right. So what do you suggest as different kinds of snacks as opposed to just getting cake?
At this time of the day when you like a piece of cake, then go for half a quarter slice of avocado with a bit of soy sauce. Or that's a great snack, or butters, or you could make yourself an oat flapjack with coconut oil.
Yeah.
We've got a great recipe with that. It's a baked oat flapjack with coconut oil and dried fruits. So it's literally just a slice of that. If you're working, if you're having a physically demanding day in the gym as well, those kind of snacks are good. They slow release an energy and they keep you full for longer. So just explore
fantastic.
new recipes.
Well, I find that when I'm craving a lot of sugar, what I will do is I'll eat dates because they're low in fat, they're densely nutritious, a lot of iron, a lot of B vitamins, and they're really, really good for you. And I know that 1 or 2 dates, and you kind of that's it, because there are times when you just do want sugar as well.
And also, it's quite dense, isn't it? So when you have it, you do really feel like it's a sweet. It's a treat.
Yeah,
great.
Exactly.
I always forget about them, but they are wonderful snacks.
Yeah, I keep dates everywhere because I just sort of, I know that I want them. The other, the fifth thing is really one of the most important, and we advocate that here in NOSH completely, is cook more food from scratch. And we believe in this so much, we actually feed everybody who works for us every single day, and we have done from when we were 2 people to now when we are so many more people. Why is that a good idea, Candace?
Well, for a start, you're visually understanding what's going into your food. And also, it's seasonal. You're learning about which ingredients to use, when to use them. So you're becoming more aware about the sustainability of food and where it grows. It's making you more conscious of what you're putting into your body, as well as it being more nutritious because the food hasn't been pre-prepared or cooked in a commercial way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing with it is so much sugar is hidden, so much sugar is put behind different things, that this way, at least you're ahead of the game. You can decide how much sugar goes into your face instead of having somebody else choose it for you and lie to you about it.
That's right.
Which takes us straight into the next one, which is number 6. Be aware and know your labels.
Exactly.
There's like 7 different names for sugar, isn't there?
There is. There's sucralose, glucose, fructose, dextrose, lactose, maltose, and the very highly evil fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, and you look at corn syrup and you think it's a good thing.
No. Just because it says the word corn net. Just like vegetable oil. It's not a good thing if it's called vegetable in a sense. Read up about it. Know your labels. Understand your labels. Every country, every government has a food standard agency, FSA, that will guide you as how to read labels in an effective way. Here in the UK, we have the traffic light system, which will tell you how much salt and sugar is in the pre-prepared meals that you are buying, or salads, or whatever it is. They have introduced the traffic light system, which has helped many people in regards to shopping better.
Yeah, no, that's very, very good. I mean, it's important to become more knowledgeable, because the more knowledgeable you become, the more power you have about what you can do. Okay, number 7. Substitute simple carbs for complex carbs. Why?
Yeah. So when we choices in the supermarket, instead of reaching for that brown bread that you always grab, try and make your own kind of instead of eating bread. Maybe use a can of beans, like as azuki beans or lentils that have been pre-cooked. I mean, our food is lentils and pulses and beans that are cans are absolutely fine to use in moderation. And it's a complex carbohydrate. You don't just have to have them for lunch. You could even have pew lentils for breakfast, a couple of tablespoons.
Well, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of Indians doing that, it must be said.
Yeah, exactly. High in fiber, again, releases energy and actually has proven for weight loss as well, whole grains.
Yeah.
Because it's really good for your middle. It's good for metabolizing fats, and it's good for stress. The body works in a different way when you're giving it nourishing whole grain foods to simple carbohydrates.
But there are people that find it very difficult to digest grains and legumes and things like that. you know, and if you do find it difficult to digest them, then that's an issue of the way that your stomach acidity is working and stuff, and that's a whole different story. But, you know, we can help with that if you need.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
Just ring in to us, and we will do that. Okay, so remove temptation. That would be number 8.
Yeah, that would be number 8. Remove temptation. Stop stocking those sugary treats in the house. You know, get your children in making decisions with your healthy choices that you're going to provide. It's just basically try new recipes, make your own treats. Health food stores are brimming with wonderful ingredients at the moment. Experiment, look up recipes, try different raw food desserts. I mean, you know quite a few raw food desserts, don't you, Geeta?
Yeah, there are loads. I mean, if you just spend a little bit of time looking, and the only thing with raw food desserts is that, which is the joy of them, is in fact also that you just cannot eat a lot of them, because when you have natural products and it's really, really rich, you just can't eat very much.
Yeah, well, that's probably even better then, in a sense, that you don't overeat, because it's very easy to eat 6 teaspoons of sugar hidden in a chocolate bar, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it really, really is. Okay, so number 9.
9.
10. 9 says make your own treats, but we kind of jumped over that, can't we? One of the things that I wanted to make your own treats is, can you quickly talk to us, Candice, of where the stevia and agave?
Yes,
because I like agave and you like stevia.
Yes, that's right. Agave is a little bit with the stevia I like, but agave is just a little grey moment. I'm looking into that a bit more. If I find out some more information, I'll let you know. I think from a sustainability, it takes ages to harvest. Agave goes through quite a big process as well, heating to extract. I'm eating actually just from a herb, so it's just a leaf. But personally, I don't like using alternative sugars just on their own. I would always use it with a little bit of raw honey or a little bit of brown sugar or a little bit of coconut sugar, just purely because I believe that if you're giving your body a completely alternative, zero sugar alternative, with agave, you're still getting a bit of sweetness on you.
So you're saying that you should go as natural as you possibly can, as opposed to...
As opposed to completely zero sugar.
And also it's true that if you look at what agave, I do prefer agave because I like the taste, because it's brown and liquid and it feels more like maple syrup, and I don't use very much of it. But in fact also that because of the process agave goes through, when you buy raw agave, there's no such thing, is there?
There's a raw agave. I tried it, to be honest with you. Have you?
Does it not go through that same process?
Yeah, but I've read about it, but I've never seen it sold. So as far as I know, from when you heard that agave is extremely complicated, boils for over 10, 12 hours or something before they get the final product. But that's definitely worth looking into. But sorry, I know I'm jumping around, but the zero sugar sweetness is because your tongue has taste and sends messages to your brain, your neurotransmitters, that it's tasted something sweet. You've given it 0 calories. Your body's going to look for that sugar and crave it.
Right, so you're saying don't eat low-fat things.
Yeah, low sugar sweetness. Always try and add stevia to a little bit of natural sweetness, like raw honey. So you reduce the amount of raw honey you're getting. Does that make sense?
Right, so it's just a little bit, you're cutting in and out a little bit. So what you're saying is eat more natural sugars and eat less of them, as opposed to fake stuff and eating more of them.
Yes, exactly.
And that's true in life. Like never eat or drink a diet product, ever.
Yes, exactly. If you're going to have that treat, in any form is better.
Okay, I'm sorry, Candice, that's going in and out again, and that's probably going to be really difficult. Do you want to try that one more time to say?
Yeah, sure. Just stick to the rules of stay away from the 0 artificial sweetness. If you are opting for a 0 calorie sweetener like stevia. You could always add a little bit of good quality honey or maple syrup or coconut sugar to it to reduce the amount of sweetness you're getting, but your body is expecting that sweetness, getting that sweetness without you craving it later because you've given your body zero sweetness, but you've given yourself a taste. Your brain kind of tricked your brain into looking. It's all with sugar. It's all a very magical.
It really is, because it tends to be so much about what our brains want. And I mean, the last thing that we would really say is do some exercise, because the more that you exercise, the less that you crave bad things. It's just one of those weird things in life. The more you exercise, the more your system moves, the more you get oxygen in your system, the less you crave sugar and processed food, because the chemical acidic balance of your body just changes. And because it just changes, you crave less rubbish. You crave less bad food. And it makes you want to eat good. It makes you want to eat leafy green things. It makes you want to eat shiny, clean things. That's poetry there. And it's just better for you.
It's just wonderful to look in the mirror from month to month and see a change. I think that's the biggest motivation for you to get healthier in general, in your lifestyle change.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, as our producer here is saying, healthy in and healthy out.
Yes,
so
that's right.
That's a good one. Okay, Candace, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, everybody. Today was short and sweet. Sorry for the signal issues in the middle, but we have downloads on these as well if you'd like them. So you can either call in on 0845 257 6674, 0845 257 6674, or you can email us, info@noshdetox.com, NOSHDETOX.com. You can email and speak to Candace, our nutritionist, or Geeta, me, and ask us questions about anything that you're interested in. And we have some recipes and stuff we can give you. We can give you a download of all these points we made here if you couldn't hear them. And we will put that up on the page as well. And thank you very much for joining us. Thanks, Candace.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
And this is Living Raw Radio, and it's Geeta, Sidhu-Robb, and we will speak to you again next Thursday at 6 o'clock. Thank you, and bye.
Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. In front of you, you'll see a lift. Get into the lift and go down to -2. As you come out, you will see a room full of images, ideas, shapes. You'll recognize some of them. They're your memories, they're your thoughts, they're your fears. These are the objections that you have to moving forward. These are the problems that you have that stop you going somewhere, achieving something, being someone. This is the stuff that keeps you up at night. It's the stuff that makes you feel bad. Look at the room, step back into the lift, and press -5. As you come out on the floor of -5, take a good look around. This is your subconscious mind. It's white, it's light, it's slightly sparkly, like the sense of snow glistening on a very, very cold day. This is the engine room of your soul. This is the engine room of your mind. And this is the driver of your body. This is the place where you store everything that is you. Look around and feel yourself absorb all the thoughts, all the ideas, all the commitments that are contrary to what you want to achieve today. Feel yourself picking up like a magnet everything that you are ready to release today. Things that you don't need anymore. Ideas that you've outgrown. Positions that you're not interested in. People you don't want to be around anymore. Beliefs that are old, tired, and boring. Feel them all come and attach themselves to you like a magnet. Feel strong. Feel powerful. Watch it happening as a process. Take all these negative thoughts, take these outmoded ideas, take all these old opinions, take them back into the lift. Press -7. As you come out -7, look around you. It is a thing of wonder and beauty. You're standing on top of the world, and you see around you the night sky. It's indigo, it's black, it's blue. There are stars dotted around. It's incredibly huge. It's incredibly vast. And yet it's completely and utterly safe. You know that it's there just for you. You are loved. You are desired. You are safe. And you are also huge. You are vast beyond your understanding. You are as great a power as this incredible universe that you can see in front of you. Allow yourself to breathe in the universe and breathe it out. And as you breathe it out, feel all those beliefs and doubts drop off you and disappear. Feel those ideas drop off your body and vanish. Feel those things that you need no more melt away from you. Feel your body pushing out ideas you don't want. Feel fears being pushed out of your system. Feel yourself getting lighter every single breath that you take. Every breath that you take in and every breath that you take out, you release yet more rubbish, yet more junk, yet more old, unneeded, unwanted stuff. Feel yourself becoming light, almost transparent, almost see-through. And you become one with the universe. Lift up your hands. In your hands, there is a wonderful ball of light, sometimes gold, sometimes white. It's alive, it's wonderful, it's warming, it's a joy and it's beautiful. Hold it up to your face. Put your deepest desire, your deepest ambition into this ball. Speak it, feel it, see it enter this ball. Hold the ball up and release it and watch it disappear into the universe. And sit down on the carpet of the night sky and just relax. Breathe in and breathe out, knowing that the universe is pulling together all of its powers, all of its knowledge, all of its abilities, just for you to make your dreams come true, your ambitions become real, your desires, your hopes become reality. Take a deep breath in and out, and see the white light coming towards you. See it coming from afar, far away, coming slowly and slowly towards you. And the light goes from a pinprick and it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And hold your hands out and see a ball land gently in your hands. It's pink, it's pearly, it's white, it's beautiful, it's unbelievably happy, it's joyful, it's strong, it contains all the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the tools, all the actions, even the very words, the connections, the pictures that you need here, now, today, to achieve and to realize your deepest desires. Holding this wonderful, amazing gift from the universe, step back into the left. You will see the button for -5 flashing. Press that button and come out back into your subconscious. Instantly. Feel yourself again in that white room that is your subconscious mind, that is your storehouse, that is your engine room. put your ball down gently on the table in front of you and watch the ball get bigger and bigger and brighter and more vibrant until it fills completely the room. You, the room, everything has become this gorgeous, deep, pink, pearly color. It's all become pink. Feel your subconscious become inundated with all this information, all that knowledge that you need, all the words that you need to say, all the actions that you need to take, all the wisdom that you need to display has now become completely a part of your subconscious mind. Feel the joy gladden your heart, smile, and get back into the lift. Come back up to -2. This floor is the floor which accesses your images. This is where you start to take the knowledge from your subconscious and make it into a reality. Here, imagine yourself doing what you need to do to get to where you want to go. Feel yourself saying those words. See yourself being with the right people. See them smiling at you. See them congratulating you. See them admiring you. Hold the letter in your hand, confirming it is true. See yourself in that house, in that building, in the office. You can see your success, you can feel your success, and you can hear your success. These images are literally all over you. They're drowning you with joy and happiness. You are full, completely full of them. You feel 10 feet tall. You feel full, vibrant, buzzing happiness beyond compare, a deep wellspring of joy from within you. Go back into the lift. Press 0. And come back to where you are, having brought with you all that emotion, all that knowledge, all that wisdom. You know what to do. You know where to be. You know how to be. Now, as you come out of this meditation, the first thing to do is to take a pen and a piece of paper and write down all your thoughts, all your impressions, all your feelings, your memory, your images of what happened. This process will anchor into reality everything that you have just done, everything that you have just become, and everything that you have just learned. As you put pen to paper, you write your future. You become your future. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Open your eyes. Feel your feet. Feel your bum. Feel your fingers. Feel your ears. Feel your nose and your chin. Raise your shoulders, drop your shoulders, and start writing.